spring is about to spring. Thus, the summertime boating, diving, and fishing season here in Southwest Florida is about to kick off. And my question for everyone today is, do you know the difference between being comfortable and being confident when you're at the helm of your boat? What I mean by that is how many boaters out there are confident enough in their skills to be able to navigate any problem that is thrown their way? Do you have the necessary experience to deal with being blindsided, to know what to do in most any and all situations? I have a few clips I want to share with everyone, and I'm hoping that some of you will keep these clips and these scenarios in mind. This is a very unpopular opinion, but I do not think autopilot belongs in boats that are, say, under 50 feet. Autopilot is an excuse for people to not pay attention. When you get on your GPS and you tap that location and you hit that autopilot button, and that's when most people stop paying attention to what's in front of them. Here's another really just ignorant example of a shrimp boat in the Gulf. This was last summer, I believe. So more than likely they were somewhere between 35 and 60 miles offshore. This captain has divers underwater. You can see their bubbles in the video.
Right over them, dude. They're down. They're down. Hey! Asshole!
The captain at the helm decided he was either going to take a nap or go get some food down below, or, I mean, who knows what he's doing. But anyway, he left his helm with autopilot on.
We have divers right there. They just ran them over.
No one at the helm, no one even on deck, no one anywhere near. I've got to feel like, you know, they're probably taking a nap. You know, them old shrimp boats, they're not very fast. I mean, you could tell he's only going 10 or so mile an hour, just trotting probably to his next spot. But anyway, he drives right over these divers' bubbles. If the guys would have had maybe an air horn of some sort, they could have gotten the attention, possibly. It's just an abandoned shrimp boat at that point out in the middle of nowhere. Had those divers been free divers, there's a good possibility that they wouldn't have been able to stay down and stay in a safe place in this scenario. If these were free dive spear fishermen, there's a chance they would have had to surface and could have been killed by the prop strike. Luckily, these guys were on scuba. They were able to stay down and no one was injured. The scenario I'm about to show you is a free diver out in Hawaii who seems very confident and comfortable in his skills. I guess he's so confident and comfortable in his skills that he doesn't feel like he needs a dive flag. He says he lost the dive flag a few days ago. The wind and current took it away. He's scheduled to get a new dive flag and float. Decided he's confident enough in his skills that he can go out in the water and not have a dive flag on this one particular dive. So he's looking around, doesn't see anything, and he starts to surface. Bam. A boat right there, almost killed because of no dive flag. His fins, check out his fin. The prop actually struck the guy's fin, shredded it. That's carbon fiber. He is thanking his lucky stars, and I can guarantee you he will never dive without a dive flag again. So many people will drive right through the boneyard hugging the coastline, and they won't even notice dive flags in the water. I've been on boats a couple of times. I've been at the helm when there's been some decent chop in the water, and these flags are only like 24 by 24 on a little crab float, and they're not the easiest thing to spot if you're going at any kind of rate of speed and there's any kind of chop. I mean, you'll see it and then it'll disappear, and if you're not looking right at the right time, I mean, you could run over someone's flag and essentially kill somebody. So a few years ago out here at Stump Pass, I think it was a family from Arkansas down here on holiday, wanted to go to the sandbar. So they rented a pontoon boat. Everybody's having a good time. I don't even think there was alcohol involved, honestly. I think they were just, kids were jumping off the boat, swimming, floaties on, life jackets. It's time to go, time to head back. Probably had to turn the boat in, I'm sure. I can't remember if the boy was 8 or 9, maybe 10 years old, pretty irrelevant. Had fun all day long jumping off the swim platform of this pontoon. Everybody's getting ready to leave. Dad's pulled the anchor. He's at the helm. He starts the motor and doesn't realize that his son wants to get that one last jump in. Doesn't see or hear him jump in the water and splashing around. Goes to put the boat in reverse, back off the sandbar, striking his son and ultimately killing him. I chalk that up to inexperience more than anything. I mean, because if you're the captain of the boat, you got to double, triple, quadruple check everything that's going on around you before you go. Last scenario, we are at a lake. Some boaters are out having a good time on a boat, pulling their kids on the tube, doing anything anybody else would be doing on a Saturday or Sunday afternoon. Out of nowhere, and I don't even see, the timing has to be like impeccable for this to even happen. The boat was going, pulling the tube, and out of nowhere, a pontoon runs right between the tuber and the boat, cutting the line. This was the most insane video I've seen ever. Way beyond the point of ignorance. Stupid stuff like this happens in all bodies of water. No one's exempt. No matter how experienced you think you are, you're never gonna be completely ready for someone else's stupidity.